Okay, so in my last video I said that I was deeply embarrassed to uh, talk about the depression I had been in and the fact that I decided to go on antidepressants to help pull myself out of it. I'm not really that embarrassed. It was just really hard to talk about it for the first time. And then once we tear the band-aid off, I really don't give two craps. So that's where we are. It's now been a week on the antidepressants, and I feel so much better. Not to the point where I can get battered all day long and I'm like, yippity doodah, but I'm not quite as PTSD over it when I'm spoken to rudely or in a demeaning or humiliating way, which, you know, is a thing that happens almost every day, and I don't want to talk about it. But anyway, it's not strangers on the street walking up to me going, "You're shitty," you know. It's an entirely different and not. There we are. I'm not going to talk about it. So anyway, it's been a week since I've been on the antidepressants, and I decided since I'm moving forward with this, with something positive, and I'm feeling more positive, I decided to do something else that was positive. And that decision is I've given up sugar, or I'm going to try. It's been 4 days now, and I feel so much better. I feel better than I did even, you know, a few days after starting the antidepressants. It's like, oh, I don't feel weighted down, and my mind isn't thinking about the next maple walnut chocolate chip cookie I get from my favorite cafe. I'm planning food a little bit better. I'm not grazing as much. I love grazing. And when you're sad, sometimes it's like, you know what, this cookie is going to make icky people disappear, so I'm going to eat it. And that cookie will help make them disappear for a few minutes. And it's lovely to have those few minutes. But then you've got the rest of the day to deal with it, and your body deals with the sugar and the flour and everything else in it for a very long time. And then I pile more crap on top of it, more cookies the next day, and and I made this decision. You just feel worse and worse. So I made the decision a week ago, last Saturday, after I had been given a slice of chocolate cake, and I mean a thin slice of chocolate cake, but I got a thin slice of chocolate cake, came home and ate that, and yeah, it was after that and the 3 Stella D'oro cookies that I made the decision I was going to cut sugar out of my diet. And then after the 4th one, I said, that's definitely it. We're not doing anymore. The cookies went in the garbage. The sugar, I love brown sugar in my coffee and tea, went in the garbage. And beyond that, I don't really keep anything else in the house. When I bought junk food or, you know, sweet stuff, I would only buy like 1 or 2 and bring them home with the promise that the second one would go in the freezer. Well, the second one always ended up in my mouth because I'm like, my life is just, oh, I hate it. So I'm going to eat this thing. But now I've got, you know, this great gallery, Blue Egg Gallery in Miami. So I'm trying to make positive steps forward in several different ways. And those are my downstairs neighbors. They're in the backyard. If you hear yelling, they're outside doing something. But yeah, so antidepressants, lightening my mood, giving up sugar. It's not been that hard because I would rather feel better than sick, and I would rather have my thoughts obsessed with painting than where am I going to get my next cookie? You know, where am I going to get my next cookie, man? Got a cookie? Where was I going? Oh, I'm so... it was there and then it's gone. But anyway, today I decided to do something even more different. Normally I come home from work and I walk Bugsy and we eat and I'll paint a little bit and then we go to bed and all I can do is think, oh, when is this going to get better? And there's something going on out in the world and I'm not a part of it. So today I got on my scooter with Bugs and we went to downtown Providence And we got to go to PVD Fest, which is an art, music, food festival in downtown Providence. Tons of people, really hot. Bugsy got worn out, but we had a good time. We met some really cool people. I got to see the Gallery Z art mobile called Moby, and I got to talk to Berge, who runs Gallery Z, meet his son. That was really awesome. And like I said, we just met some nice people. So we came home, and here we are. We're getting ready to paint. Oh, and I made one other decision too, to get a full-length mirror. I have been avoiding all of this like the plague. Okay, Bugsy's now scratching a carpet. But, so that's another noise you might hear in my tiny apartment. But so now I have a full-length mirror so I can see myself more clearly. And also my artwork, because I use mirrors to help me see my artwork. So there we are. We're making positive motions forward. Positive footsteps or something. Now behind me you'll see Spalding Gray. And in the last video I didn't want to show you Spalding because he's yellow and a mess. But I've added color. I've actually added more color than you can probably see on this camera. There's lots of oranges. There's several different shades of blue. There's teals in there. There's greens. And I'm going to go in tonight and add more blue because I don't like the yellow. So we're going to go more tealy and bluey. And we're going to play around, and I'm going to fix those big gigantic doe eyes that I've given him. But what we're also going to do this weekend, because we are moving forward and we are trying new things, sort of, except this really isn't a new thing, but it will be a new painting. There we go. Is a painting I've been planning to do since last September. Now last September I did a photo shoot with my photographer Brett Henriksen here in Pawtucket. Brett Henriksen. He's a brilliant photographer. And I got a hold of a friend of mine who's a drag artist, a drag queen artist in Providence called Yolandi Fisher. And Yolandi works from Providence to New York. He goes all over the place. So Yolandi got a hold of some friends. Ariola, who is followed by thousands of people online. Lily Whiteass, same thing, performs everywhere like Ariola and Yolandi. Up in New Hampshire, over in Boston, just all over the place, out in LA. So Lily Whiteass, Ariola, and Twiggy Fisher, who performs here in Providence with Yolandi and the other girls. And they were kind enough to come and do this photo shoot with me. And I was so happy. I was so excited. It was a dream of mine. It was such a fun night, such a lovely portraiture night, that I couldn't stop giggling. It was really awful. It was embarrassing, but I was really happy. It was a dream come true. These four beautiful girls, this incredibly talented photographer, all, at one of my shows. It was art on top of art on top of joy. And I will always treasure it. Now, I've been promising the girls that I would do portraits of them. Been promising since September, but I've been so mired in the day-to-day and just feeling sad and frustrated and depressed that I haven't gotten to it. We are no longer sad and depressed. We have good support now. We have a great gallery, and I'm trying to take positive steps forward. So I'm going to start those portraits this weekend. And this canvas is part of the design. This is one of two canvases that I'll be doing the portraits on. This first portrait, which is all five of us. This is our photo shoot. One of the results of our great photo shoot. We've got Ariola, Lily Whiteass, me, Yolandi Fisher, and Twiggy Fisher. This is one of the great photographs that Brett Henriksen took. And this is one I've been dying to work from. This makes me so happy. This is one of the best photographs that has ever been taken of me, and I am surrounded by beauty and art and color and talent, and it makes me so incredibly happy. I can't wait to paint it. So these figures, they're not going up on this one because it's too small. It really is just too small for what I want to do. So I've got two. 2 5-foot long canvases that I'm going to be working on. It's going to take me a long time to get it done, but I'm going to be working on the 2 canvases. I'm not really sure how because my apartment isn't that big. I'm not in the mill anymore. I don't have 25-foot long walls. I have probably 15-foot long walls maybe. So this, oh no, we can figure this out now. I have 10-foot long. My rooms are 10 by 10, so they're really tiny. Oh, not even 10 by 10. They're 10 by something or other. So they're small, and we're going to make it work anyway. We're going to make it work. And I'm really excited to be in this place instead of the place I was, where I just really dreaded getting up and getting out of bed. So we've got the mirror, we've got the full-length mirror, we've got the canvases, we've got the happy pills, we've got the no sugar, we've got nice weather. Time to move forward and get out of the muck. Oh, and I wanted to say, I've gotten a number of emails and YouTube messages and Facebook messages from people who saw my video where I talked about, depression and being on antidepressants now. And I would like to tell everyone, thank you. I've gotten some really heartfelt messages from people who feel horribly alone and have been hurt and deeply heartbroken and are just trying desperately to get out of the muck. And let me say, if I can find a way, you can too. You gotta hang in there. You just gotta ask for a little bit of help. I didn't even think I could afford medication at this point. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing to say out loud because we are selling artwork.